Today I'm going to make some nesting dolls. So these are simple pinch pots. They need to be grading upward in size so that the one bigger fits over the one smaller that's next to it. So I'm going to take some clay and take out 3 lumps, a really small one, and then a medium-sized one, and then a bigger one. And if I eye up those lumps of clay first, that's going to help me to get the right sizes. Okay, why not make it easier on yourself and make sure that, okay, I definitely have 3 different sizes. The smallest one is the one we're going to start with. I'm going to roll it round to work out any of the bumps and creases. Once all those are erased, then I'll go back and forth to make it a little taller. And I'll tap the bottom a little bit so it'll stand. Okay, that was easy, right? Now I need to make this one fit over the top of it, but I'm still going to work out all those bumps and creases with the palms of my hands, and then go back and forth to make it taller. Round off the top, just with my fingers, just kind of pressing it smooth. Okay, that looks like that's going to work. And then the big one. Rolling it round. Rolling it round always kind of brings in those bumpy, uneven edges. Okay, now I'll go back and forth, elongate it. Okay, looks like it should work, right? Oh, I think I'm going to elongate that one a little bit more. There we go. Now, the reason that I would have to hollow out the little one is that if it were too big, it might blow up in the kiln, so I would hollow it out. But this one is so small, it's not going to blow up in the kiln, so I'm not even going to bother hollowing that one out. But as I showed you, each of these needs to be hollowed out so that it can fit over the one before. So I'm just going to take my little finger and drill it in. And I'm smoothing it. I'm going to switch because the hole is bigger. I'm going to smooth out the inside of this pinch pot, because if I leave any bumps inside there, it could catch on the smaller doll. And I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to keep it nice and smooth, slide it around in there. And then, okay, it doesn't usually happen that easily, but I just set this over and it totally fits without sticking at all. Okay, so I'm going to accept that. And now we want to make, oh, this one looks like it's going to be trouble. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to stick my finger up inside. So I have to stretch the opening of this one bigger than the diameter, the exterior diameter of the middle one. I think I'm in for a challenge here. I'm going to compress and turn, just turn it into an oblong pinch pot. So I'm going to just keep smoothing, sliding my finger around and compressing and thinning. And hope. I'm afraid to test it because I feel like I might not have it big enough and I'm running low on clay. So let's see what I've got here. Yeah, nowhere near. Woo! Okay, so I'm going to stretch it even more, sliding my finger around. Stretch those walls without punching a hole through. And it's not a big deal if you punch a hole through, then you just start over. You squish it and redo. All right, let's see. I'm getting much closer there. Just a little wider yet. So what I'm doing now is I'm thinking, well, maybe I can narrow this one. I'm kind of pushing and smoothing it inward a little bit. Okay. All right, does it still fit? Let's try it again. So I'm going to narrow this one now. So it's kind of a game that you have to play till you get everything fitting together. Okay. Now we're good there. Oh, so close here. Almost there. Just a tiny, tiny bit. I'm just stretching, making it more of a bell shape. Okay. There we go. That did it. Phew. Still work? Good. That totally goes freely. Okay, so now I've got my 3 little pinch pots. Now I'm going to put the faces on. And you could turn this into snowmen or little animals, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to follow what I have here already. So I just happen to have these little hollowed out pipes. This is just piping that I got from the hardware store and had them cut them in like 6-inch lengths so that I could use them for perfect little circles. So I'm going to use one for Joseph's face or the daddy, and then the medium one for the mommy or Mary. I'll try it. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, nice and small. All right, and then I can use a tiny stick for making their eyes. And then I'm going to use a needle tool for the baby's eyes. Super tiny. Cool. And I like to use my wire brush for scruffing up hair. And then her hair would be a little longer and smoother. Cool. And then the baby, oh, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Okay, so maybe I went a little too small on that. I don't really like that, so I'm going to turn him around and go back with my original choice. There we go. I like that better. Just a tiny bit of hair on the top. And eyes. Yeah, that's cute. Maybe a little smile on each of these. And he's got a beard and a mustache, so he doesn't need that. And then too, if you just want to do a simple line for the clothing and maybe some arms, just take a tool and draw the arms. You don't even have to, actually. Now, if you're using air dry clay, you just let it dry out and paint it. Now, she's going to be wearing a shawl, so we're just going to do a circle around her head and a line coming down for that. And the baby is wrapped in a blanket, so we're just going to do a line coming up to the head too and kind of wrapped around. There we go. So then after you do all that texturing, you want to double check to make sure you didn't warp anything. Yep. There we go. Thank you for watching.